Did you ever wonder what the perfect height should be for your Cavaletti poles? Did you get your Cavalettis? Did you watch the last video where we talked about spacing? I'm Dr. Laurie McCauley from Optimum Pet Vitality, and today we're going to talk about the perfect height depending upon what your goal is. So the first thing to know is that we always want to start low. For small or medium dogs, and even a pig, we're going to start with 1 inch to 2 inches high. We want them to learn the game and understand it before we go into any challenge. Even for our giant dogs, what we want to do is maybe 4 inches high. The next thing is to have them understand the game. For that, we want to say, okay, if we walk through and you click, so taking it with your nails or knocking it over, there's no correction, but there's no party. Once they get through it, even just once, where they don't hit any bars, they don't tick any of the Cavalettis, woohoo, it's a party. It can be treats, it can be singing, it can be dancing. We get them all excited because they want to do it right. From then, we can just say, okay, where are they at and where do we want them to be? So if they're weak, if they're debilitated, if they have a neurological issue, we talked about having them spread 1 to 1.5 body widths apart and having them low. So with this instance, we want to have them low, maybe staying in the 1 to 2 inch range until they're really confident with it. Otherwise, what happens is if we raise it up too high, we're actually going to have them knocking or even dragging the bars. We always want to set them up for success rather than have them feel, oh, I just can't get it right. We'll get them going. Now, if your goal is reach and drive, what we want to do is keep them low. We want to go up to about carpus or tarsal height, so wrist or ankle height, so that we can get, look at this, Solomon, beautiful reach, beautiful drive. If we have the bars too high, he'll be doing this, and he won't be able to get that. That's what he's looking for. If our goal is to decrease pacing, right? Remember, pacing is when the legs on the left go at the same time and the legs on the right go at the same time, instead of our walk or our amble or our trot or our canter or our gallop, all the other things. If we're going to work on getting rid of pacing, we want to have them be about a medium height, about halfway to between carpus and elbow. That's as high as we want to go, so that when their dog is walking, they have all their weight on this leg and then all their weight on this leg, and we're going to have it stride width apart so that it's nice and comfortable for them, so that they take that behavior from just doing the Cavalettis to regular world life and walking, and if they need to, in the conformation ring. Now, if our goal is balance and proprioception, totally changes the game. In this instance, as they get better at doing this, we're going to bring the poles in and make them higher, so that they have to really think about, where am I going to put my pole? Where am I going to put my feet? We increase the height to just below the elbow. Why? Because if we have it above the elbow, they either have to jump over it or they're going to be hitting their chest. So just below the elbow is where our goal is, slowly bringing it up. If our goal is to increase weight bearing on a limb, say a pup has had a cruciate injury or an elbow surgery, and we want them, oh, now it hurts. Or think of those little poodles. They're like, oh, I can run around on 3 legs. I don't need 4 legs. For those guys, we want to work it up to, again, just below the elbow, so that they have to put weight on that leg. And then obviously we have to make sure pain is gone first, but then they're going to be fully weight bearing on one leg before they put weight on the next one. They're going to take that, something called carryover, from the Cavalettis onto, again, normal life, so that they have better weight bearing, so we can strengthen that leg. Also helps with the trunk. You'll actually see the body rock a little bit. It's great. Now, if our goal is increased flexion, say you have a pup that had a patelloluxation or has like a grade 1, little bit into the grade 2, we can use this to help strengthen the sartorius and the quadriceps so that it can help hold that patella in place. Or if they've had a cruciate injury or a cruciate surgery, what are the 2 things that we see post-cruciate injury or surgery? Loss of extension of the knee right? And if we have drive, we're working on drive, we can work on that. The other is loss of flexion of the hock or the tarsus. So when we have them closer together, a little bit less in stride length, and a little bit higher, we're going to be working on flexion so that we can decrease the chance that we have that sequela, so that they hopefully will get the other leg, get their surgery leg nice and strong and not blow the second cruciate. It's always my goal, prevent a second surgery. So when do we increase? My rule of thumb is they have to be able to do 3 sessions, and it can be twice a day if you want, 3 repetitions, repetition is there and back, of at least 6 pulls. Now if you only have 3 pulls, you just double it, just do more repetitions. When they can do that nice and easy, they're like, I got this, this is great. Then we can either increase the height or change the distance depending upon what we're trying to do. All right, I'm Dr. Laurie McCauley from Optimum Pet Vitality. I hope you had fun, I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.